Welcome to the Let's Ruin It podcast, where we take your favorite pop culture media, put a legal spin on it, and like all lawyers, we ruin it and take great pleasure in doing so.
Yes.
Hi, welcome to our podcast. I am one of your hosts, Liz, and I'm joined with my fellow podcasters today. Who we got?
Hi, I am Jenny.
I'm Diana.
We are super excited
Yay.
today. We're going back to a gem, folks, a gem. The 40th anniversary review of The Goonies. Yay! Goonies, never say die.
Jenny's
Woo!
so excited to
So
do it.
excited.
Well, okay.
People, she's never seen this
No,
movie.
I've never,
Never.
seen this movie.
Never.
No, well, not as of last night. I have now.
Well,
officially
now
seen
she
this
has.
movie.
Yeah. This time
But
she
I
watched
have
the
never
movie.
seen this movie, and so I clearly don't share the enthusiasm.
I know.
Not because
Right.
it was a bad movie, because I just never.
Well,
it was
And
one of
also
my
maybe it
cult
is a bad
classic
movie
favorite.
because I mean,
Yes.
having watched it,
There you go.
I've seen
She
it many
said it.
times in my youth, and so like it has a special place in my
There's
heart.
a
Like,
definite nostalgia,
right.
for sure.
But like my husband also, like he maybe saw it once when he was like 4 years old, doesn't remember it, sees it again with me this week, and is like, "This is a terrible movie." And I was like, "Oh, you don't love it,
I mean,
even
it
though it's
wasn't
terrible?"
great.
And he's like, "No, I don't love it. I did not enjoy my time watching this." And I
No,
was like,
I-
"Oh, okay." Like,
Yeah,
that's
no,
it.
I gotta say, because I follow a ton of like Gen Xers online and the podcast
They
and
like-
all that.
do the
There's
Gen
a
Xers like it.
major
gotta
movie of our age, 1985, right smack in the middle of our
Yeah.
generation, and we love it.
I've
Love
got to
it.
say, there's clearly a difference of you watched it when you were a kid,
Yeah.
you grew up with it, you have these fond memories versus watching it for the first time as an
I've
adult.
seen it a bunch of
and-
times
Sure.
thereafter, though, because it's on TV quite a
Right.
bit.
I don't-
But that'll, if you love it as a kid, then
Yes.
you see it
I
and
just
you
feel
can
like it
rewatch
sticks
it.
with
Yes.
you.
You know,
You say the lines, and you see snippets of it here and
It's
there.
the
You don't have to
nostalgia
watch
of
it
it
from
all.
beginning to end.
Yeah.
It's just definitely one of those things. Because of the 40th anniversary, they've been doing
Yeah.
a lot of throwback interviews with the cast, so it's hilarious because you see what everybody looks
Oh
like
my gosh,
now.
yes.
First of all, Chunk is thin.
Is he really?
He's thin.
He's not chunky
He's-
anymore.
He's
No.
an attorney.
And yeah,
Jeff Cohen.
and cute, like
yeah,
kinda
he's a cute
You know what I
attorney.
mean?
He's an entertainment attorney. I looked him up, did a deep dive.
I mean,
and-
there's a lot of people who ended up becoming very, very
Well,
famous.
I also found out in like researching and looking at this movie, this was Josh Brolin's debut movie,
Yes.
which
Yes.
kind of blew my mind. I was surprised.
I was surprised.
He wasn't in something before
Yeah.
that, but this was his
Martha
debut.
Plimpton.
Martha Plimpton,
Yes.
but she'd been around.
Yeah.
You've got Mouth,
Corey-
who's
Corey
Corey
Feldman.
Feldman. Interesting side story that I saw in like the behind the scenes thing. When they were reading for the parts, he and Corey Haim
Yes.
met for the first time at the audition for this movie. They were both reading for the part of Mouth.
Okay.
Yeah. And obviously Feldman got it.
Right.
But they went on to star in a ton of movies together after
And they
that and
were-
were like
were
besties.
besties,
Oh, and
yeah.
Data,
Besties and
Data,
Coke. I
like-
mean, you know.
He's
but-
famous.
Oh, well,
he's
he
very
just won an
famous
Oscar
now.
like
yes,
2 years
that's right.
ago.
He
like
did.
for
Yes,
everything,
Everything
everywhere,
Everywhere All at Once.
And of course everyone's favorite Hobbit.
and well, isn't he also in Indiana Jones?
Indiana
right?
Jones,
that-
yeah,
him,
yeah,
he's the
yeah.
same
Oh,
kid.
is it?
He's the same kid. So
Short
yeah.
Round.
Yeah, short round.
Yeah.
And of course everyone's favorite Hobbit.
Correct.
Oh yeah,
Sean
Sean
Astin.
Astin. Right,
Yeah.
right.
Who I mean, I hate to say, you look at the pictures of now. Wow, he got fat.
Oh,
stop.
Liz.
He's
No.
adorable, but he got,
I adore him.
He got big.
I enjoy him to this day. He was
know
in
what? I
he was in
always-
Stranger Things for a season.
Yeah.
Yes. I
Yes.
always associate him with, surprisingly, not the Hobbit stuff.
50
No.
First Dates.
No, was he in that?
Yes,
No.
he is Drew Barrymore's brother, and his
No.
character is amazing.
Okay.
Did you guys ever see, it's like an early 90s movie called Toy Soldiers?
Yes,
Yes.
of course.
That's what I
Yeah.
always associate him
That's
with.
what you
Yes, I don't know why.
He doesn't even associate himself.
No,
with
of course not.
that. Okay.
No, of course not.
Okay.
Oh, I want to note that this was a specific request from a
Yes, it
listener of
was.
ours, Nancy. Thank you for suggesting
Thank you, Nancy.
it.
Shout out Nancy.
Thank you for listening.
See, we listen. We listen.
take your
Sometimes we have
suggestions.
no ideas.
We'll take your
Just
request.
Nancy listens though.
Allison.
Allison.
Let's recap. Nobody in Texas. Nobody
No one
in
in Staten Island.
Island.
We're losing them one by one, but we have Nancy, and we
Well,
appreciate
today we're
it
going to
very
discuss
much.
about Oregon. So if we had anybody in
no.
Oregon, we're going to go
no,
today.
Oregon, yes.
Listen, my takeaway for the Pacific Northwest is that's where serial killers live. So take it with a grain of salt. So
Exactly.
avoid. Anywho,
Should we
Very-
get into it?
Okay.
we shall.
Yes.
We shall.
Does anyone want to give us a summary?
Basically, you're talking about the Goonies, who in my deep dive, I found out actually is a thing.
Who knew?
They,
I didn't know.
Apparently, the people that live in that part of Oregon live on the Goondock, And so they call them Goonies, and that term already existed before the movie
so
even
interesting.
came out. So weird. Anyway,
Yeah.
there are real Goonies out there.
And my 9-year-old even asked when they get to the pirate ship part, he's like, "Is this CGI?" And we're like, "No, this is before
No,
CGI.
this is an actual ship."
This is when they used to build things,
And
like
he was
actually
like,
build things." He's like, "No, it has to be CGI." And I was like, "No,
Negative,
Yes,
negative.
yes.
No CGI in
No,
1985.
I have to say, it was very stressful watching it as an adult because there's so many bad things happening.
But this is why it's a quintessential Gen X movie.
Yes.
These kids are running amok. No
Amok.
supervision.
Latchkey
Amok,
kids.
amok,
It's when you had
Latchkey kids.
latchkey
They're on
kids.
their own.
Yeah.
They're doing their own thing. That basically their community, the Goondock, is in jeopardy.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a developer that wants to come in, wants to take over the property, wants to build a golf course.
Yes.
Which means they're all going to get split up, move away, never going to see each other again. And quite frankly, the kids are heartbroken about it. So they're upset. They're looking around. Magically, a map is in the attic.
In the attic.
Who knew?
As it tends to happen.
Right.
Because the family is preparing to have to vacate their home, and so
Yes.
they're packing up. And
So we find the map of One-Eyed Willie's treasure, and they get the brilliant idea that they're going to go and search for this so that they could come up with the money
To save their
I loved
home.
it. It's kind of like that
Save their
idea of
home.
like when kids want to break open their piggy bank
Yeah.
to give
I
their
know.
parents money.
Yeah.
It's
very
a
sweet.
cute little idea, you know. So they're
yes.
going to do this to give them
Yeah.
the money to save their home, and they don't have to move. It's a sweet premise at the heart of it. And then what happens, Jenny?
Wacky hijinks ensue.
I mean,
that's it.
But also,
that's what we're about.
dangerous hijinks ensue.
Yes.
It's very, kids go home.
It can't be wacky without danger. You need danger.
No, it was.
I love
It was
how
so
upset she
stressful.
is.
I
about
know.
the
It
It was so
danger
stressful,
that
and
they're in.
I was getting so worked up over like just all of the situations that they were putting themselves in. And at one point, my husband accidentally like pressed the remote and started like rewinding or fast forwarding or something, and I was like, "Stop! I can't handle more than I actually need to for this movie.
Oh
like,
my
I don't want to
gosh.
rewatch anything
I
further."
can't even the level of her
I-
stress when she watches
I love it.
movies.
I love it.
like,
I can't.
just can't
But-
with you.
I was like, I don't want to watch more than I actually have to. Please stop
I
rewinding.
never even considered it a slightly stressful movie.
Not even a little bit.
Not even a moment.
Okay, well, when your child goes spelunking, you let me know how you feel
I'll
about
let
it.
you know. I'll let you know when they find a treasure map. I'll be like, hold on.
I feel
talk
like
to
Diana's
Jenny.
going to be into it.
I feel like, yeah, let's go. Let's do
She'll
it.
go with it. I would too. I would go. I
Okay,
would go
but
with
hold
it.
on a
No,
minute.
yeah.
There's
Everyone
a
get on your
difference.
trikes. We're going. You know?
Tricks. There's a difference between you going spelunking with them
True.
and these children spelunking
Okay, but
underground
let's get
on their
real.
own.
Like
Okay.
in today's day and age, every kid's got a cell phone that they're being tracked. So
Yeah.
come on now.
They're all microchipped,
Right.
so we're fine.
That's it.
That's it.
No one's losing a kid.
But
hold
They're
on.
360. They know where they are.
Yeah.
Before they go spelunking, let's talk about the fact.
The foreclosure.
By the way,
foreclosure.
nice SAT word, Jenny. I like
Thank
it.
you so much.
I like it.
I did well on my
it.
SATs.
Good.
Quiz me later.
Legal issue
Breakdown.
number one,
Yes.
Diana.
I mean, the foreclosure issue. Like,
Correct.
was there adequate compensation or proper notice given under property law or
Yeah.
eminent domain status? Like,
And they don't get
they
into
don't
it.
get
that-
into it, but it does seem like something is amiss. Like, it doesn't seem like there
doesn't
was
smell right, right?
There weren't
Yeah,
like proper channels.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't even seem. You were saying it wasn't like a foreclosure. It was basically
Apparently
like
not, but see now I didn't get that impression from the movie.
Right.
Watching the movie, I always did think it was a foreclosure thing, and so I found that interesting when I was looking at it. And I'm like, they're in foreclosure, can't afford to pay the mortgage, yet they have a housekeeper. I thought that was hilarious.
well, she's
number
helping with the
one.
move.
With just
So-
the move, yes.
So I thought that was funny.
Rosalita.
Rosalita.
We'll get
We'll-
into
we'll
that.
get into that.
She's a lovely woman, Rosalita.
She was lovely. She saved the
played
day.
Yolanda in Selena, and because of that, I can't
Like
watch
her?
her and not have like pure hatred.
Oh,
because,
no, because she killed
because I'm like, you
Selena.
killed
Yeah, yeah,
Selena.
yeah.
Oh, Selena.
I know.
May rest her soul.
Yeah.
Anywho, so
And we take a moment.
So
We had so many
in
topics here.
checking into this movie, I went down a Reddit rabbit hole.
As
okay?
one does.
Yeah.
As one does. And they were saying that in the movie, actually what was happening was the developer wanted to build the golf course. He was buying up the property. So basically like offering everybody like a ton of extra money
Yeah.
to sell out.
Okay.
And basically they couldn't resist the price. So they sold the houses to them. Their family,
Sean Astin's family.
his family,
Yeah.
right? I'm never good with remembering the character names, but
Mikey.
Mikey and his family, they were the only holdouts. So what I'm
The
thinking,
Walshes.
that was it. So what I was
Like from
thinking is,
90210, those Walshes?
yeah,
Oh, yes.
If they don't agree to sell,
waiting for
right?
someone.
So they sold out. Most of the families sold. They
Yeah.
were not selling.
They weren't
so
selling,
in order
right.
to put pressure on them, they were trying to escalate the mortgage clause in the contract and basically forcibly evict them.
I mean,
kind of
is
thing.
that legal?
It's like a forced buyout.
Well, I mean,
um,
some mortgages allow for acceleration clauses. Some
But
don't.
only if
like
you-
it depends.
but
on
only
I mean,
if you don't
foreclosure,
pay.
foreclosure is legal, but like,
Yeah.
like a lack of a due process,
Process,
you
right,
know,
giving
like
you
you
the
the opportunity to
to
challenge
redeem,
and
right,
to challenge,
and to redeem it and whatever.
But
and,
do we
yeah.
know that they missed mortgage payments and that they
don't
went
know.
into
We do not.
foreclosure? We don't know that
We
that
do not.
actually happened.
We do not.
But
and
also,
quite frankly, let's be honest, it's a kids' movie. We didn't give a shit.
of course not.
They didn't get into the legalities of it.
Yeah.
The
unfortunately.
other issue that I thought of was this is obviously a residential neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
tons of people living there, and they're raising
Thinking
the whole
about, like,
neighborhood
zoning laws.
and putting in a country
Sure.
club. What are the zoning laws? What are the what are
Look,
the requirements?
The
here? You can't
impression
just-
is it was Troy's dad. They have money. They're the
Yeah.
richest people there. So presumably he buyed
He buyed them out.
He buyed enough people. No.
How
He-
were
he
your
paid-
SATs, Liz?
Really? Woo! Not as good as that just reflect. I mean, not better than what that reflected.
All
let me
right,
tell
all
you.
right.
But so he presumably paid off enough of the commissioners on the zoning board to be able to get the
Sure.
approval for this,
Sure.
and it's going to bring in revenue and this and that, and we're all going to get rich. So, you know how they do. So I'm sure that he had the approval of the zoning board.
Right, but you're basically kicking out an entire neighborhood of people
True.
to put up
But
a
they weren't exactly
country club.
fancy schmancy houses either. So
No,
you
what are
know,
you trying to
They
say?
did look somewhat run down and perhaps
little ramshackle.
yeah, like
There's an SAT word for you.
Yeah.
What was it?
ramshackle.
Ramshackle.
a bit unkempt. I don't know. Like it wasn't. I don't know.
How
Yeah.
many SAT words could we insert into
I
this
thought this
episode?
would be interesting.
Parsimonious. No. So so that there are questions there, but we don't unfortunately know exactly what the process was. And clearly they need money to get out of
Yep.
this situation. And that's where we begin as to the adventure.
Our Goonies adventure begins.
Now, guys, Rosalita, like because the next scene that I thought was very noteworthy was Mrs. Walsh asks Corey Feldman's character Mouth she's like, I guess she's like, you speak Spanish. Can you translate for her what I need her to do around the house?
So she brings Rosalita in to help her pack because I guess she broke her arm or something. So she needs some help, and she brings Rosalita in, and she says Rosalita doesn't speak a word of English. Which one of you has taken Spanish? And Mouth raises his hand and says, "It's me. I'm fluent in Spanish." And he proceeds to sort of translate.
Sort of?
So he literally says the things that he says. The marijuana goes in the top drawer. Cocaine and speed go in the second drawer.
Yes.
Do not go into the attic. That's where Mr. Walsh keeps his sexual torture devices.
He says, "Don't mix the drogas."
Yes. And, don't mix the drugs.
Don't mix the drogas.
And he warns her that the attic is a dangerous sexual torture room. So those are the things that he says to her, you know,
First of all, I'd like to say,
fuck with her.
not mixing las drogas is a very excellent piece of advice, right?
So I guess it could be just like fair warning in life, blah, blah. Yeah, I got that. Yeah.
Second of all, with that said, that he completely translated just the absolutely wrong things, right? She said, these are the linens
scare
and
her.
these are the brooms,
Right.
and he tells her, don't mix the drogas. His Spanish was impeccable.
Wonderful. Yes.
I was very impressed because I thought he was just going to come up there and be like,
Or you know.
I just thought he was going to be like, my name is Mal.
I kind of wanted to know, like, how did he get
How
so
did he
good at
get so good
Spanish?
at Spanish?
Like, already.
Drug language? Is that
Or just like in general, like,
No,
be
but
so
come on.
fluent.
You have to be pretty proficient.
You're so young, even if you've been taking Spanish in school, or I don't know.
Right, like if you're taking Spanish in school, you don't know how to like tell her about the drugs, and you don't know how to tell her about like the sex dungeon in the attic. He's proficient in Spanish. I was very impressed. Shout out to Mouth.
Wow.
That's all.
There are legal issues with the fact that he's translating it incorrectly.
I mean, I guess.
Yes.
Well, no, because he's creating a hostile work environment.
Right.
no?
I was thinking that it was like
She was scared.
no. I mean,
I mean, the look on her face was pretty good.
absolutely. I mean, I thought of it as like not only a hostile work environment, but intentional infliction of emotional distress. Like she's clearly.
Yeah, she was distressed. Yeah.
I mean, think
like,
about
who are these crazy people?
extreme and outrageous conduct, intent or recklessness, severe emotional distress.
Wow.
And then so I thought that she's probably in fear at this point, like
Right.
torture devices in the attic.
Yes.
Also, there's like the defamatory, like slanderous aspect of it that he's saying that Mr. Walsh has all these like sexual torture devices
all the
upstairs.
drugs.
That's
That's true.
That's defamation.
that he's basically saying, I mean, he doesn't call him a drug dealer, but
But he does say that's where Mr. Walsh keeps his sexual torture devices.
True.
That is defamatory.
Yeah.
You know, that's a reputation.
Oh, you know what?
And he was-
Interference with employment.
and
Look
Mr.
at you. Yeah.
And Mr. Walsh was a museum curator, so
What if
presumably...
that gets around town? What if he starts telling everyone else?
Job.
He can start telling everyone, like, hey, guess what I know about Mr. Walsh? And suddenly
That's
all
true.
people think of him.
That is true.
And then I also thought there was like an aspect of like discrimination, like kind of harassment, like, you know, targeting a non-English speaker. I think there's, if she wanted to file a lawsuit, that would be an argument.
that he was messing with her because she didn't know how to speak
right, and
English.
taking advantage of her like
Yeah.
inability to understand like
Yeah.
what was being said.
I mean, she genuinely looked terrified.
she looked terrified.
She was going
like
around.
clutching her pearls.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So I'm just saying.
We have lost our ability to have fun.
no,
That's
we
all
can't
I'm
have fun.
saying.
We're ruining everything.
Look, I mean,
I mean,
It's what
back
we
then
do.
we messed with everybody. Like that's why I'm not overly offended. I'm like, I mean, I guess it was wrong.
I can only assume everyone thought it was really funny in 1985.
we
right?
thought it was hilarious.
hilarious that he's telling Rosalita not to mix the heroin and the cocaine.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, cocaina.
But, you know.
It's funny. And then that takes us to the hijinks, I guess.
The movie starts off with a car chase, police car chase, right? They're chasing the Fratelli family.
Fratellis.
Yes.
Oh boy, and the Fratellis are.
The Fratellis are an episode in and of itself.
Oh yeah, and actually it opens with like him pretending that he had hung himself,
Yes.
hanged himself in prison.
Yes.
That's true.
I mean,
Yes. So
they're
prison
illegal.
break.
Oh yeah, prison break. That's illegal.
tell us more.
I mean, don't do it. It's illegal if you're listening to us from prison right now. Just stay
Except
put.
it worked.
It did work, but don't take that as like a guide as to what you should do.
I have questions about the prison break.
Yeah.
He pretends to hang himself, but also somehow gets a piece of paper and a pencil to write himself a note. I was under the impression that prisoners in county jail probably don't get writing tools and paper and things.
I don't know. I think it depends on the jail. I would.
I think they're allowed
And
to write.
it wasn't like they were in maximum security,
No.
like,
I
you
don't
know, or in
know.
solitary
You don't
or
think
anything.
that they can
so.
get writing
I don't
pencils?
know. I don't know. And then you like
I think it just
stab-
depends on
stab
Well, then get a
someone in the
crayon
eye.
or like a marker or something that doesn't stab. I don't know.
I don't know.
It
And
kind
then
of depends on the
and
conditions.
then the
they had.
reaction time of this like town cop where he's reading the note and the note says, do you think I'd really be stupid enough to kill myself? And the cop is reading it and going, huh, what does this say? Sir, it says that he's playing you for a fool.
Well, they're schmooze. I mean,
Oh, what they can use in prison. They can have pencils and pens, paper, and envelopes. You see?
and pens in lower security are allowed. I don't
Because
think they were.
have
I-
educational programs, they have rehabilitation.
Sure,
I mean,
but
Communication
jailhouse
with
lawyers.
others. Wait, people in prison write letters.
They
like,
do.
yes, but isn't it like
They
under
have pen pals.
isn't it under probably some sort of supervised conditions? Look, I don't know if you or your friends have served time in prison. Call us, let
Inmates
us
in
know.
solitary
No,
or
don't.
high security
So
may
I've
have
had
limited
enough calls.
access.
Thanks. No more.
Josh, cut this clip.
No more.
Liz has pen pals in prison. That's the moral of this story.
Done. I do not. That is defamatory, Diana.
I mean, I'll let it slide.
Because
Because truth is a defense.
Oh.
But yes, he wasn't in maximum security, so he probably, had access
Fine.
to it.
So then I guess my beef is with this
It's
town
pretty
cop.
damn easy to get out.
So easy. And then the Fratelli mother and the Fratelli brother, which by the way, Fratelli means brothers, right? So the brothers.
Does the brother
And also,
brothers.
like,
all right,
Joey
that's good.
Pants. I
But
like
I'm
seeing a
bummed.
younger Joey Pants.
Joey Pants.
Who's Joey Pants?
Joe
Pantoliano.
from like Sopranos,
All of
from
the-
like
all
everything,
the mob
from anything where
movies.
someone
Yeah.
needs an Italian
yes,
guy.
no, I know exactly who you mean.
In the behind the scenes story, they talked about how those two actors actually had like a rivalry and didn't like each
Oh,
other.
really?
Oh, really?
So it fed into the
two-
sibling rivalry
the two
thing
brothers.
that they had.
The
Yeah.
two brothers.
Yeah.
The
Interesting.
actors. Yeah.
You know, the other actor, and I forget his name, but he's been in, like, his
He has.
face is
He's
so...
one of those character
Yeah,
actors
so
that
familiar. And then I did look up his name, and that's why I don't remember it now.
It's
Because I
gone
remember
now,
being like,
yeah.
I don't even recognize his name, but I've seen him so much.
Yeah.
Well,
But let me ask you, who's the scariest member of the Fratelli family?
The mom.
Thank you, because
Of
I know I got
course.
my vote.
Mama.
No.
Mama Frat.
Mama Fred is a scary woman.
she
super
was
scary.
mean.
Oh, she is mean.
And just like...
Anne
so
Ramsey
scary.
is a
Anne
scary.
Ramsey. She died a few years after this movie.
She
Oh, is that
did.
right?
Like in
She
88, I
did,
think.
yeah.
She was very
Oh,
horrifyingly
Robert Davi is
yeah.
Jake.
Jake Fratelli.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Joey Pants.
Well, so the issue is that they break the one Fratelli brother out of county jail.
Yep.
And they go to their hideaway which is like some
restaurant.
rundown restaurant, shut down restaurant, which is like a front. They've got dead bodies. They've got
In the
dead
freezer,
feds in the freezer.
like everything's not good.
And when
Apparently, no one checks on this building.
I guess I was really shocked that like no one knows that this is like
no one's looking.
And our young heroes make their way to try to find this treasure and find themselves in this fine, fancy establishment.
And so then what do? They break in, right? They trespass onto private property.
Yes, they do.
But hold on, it's not an open restaurant? I was a little confused.
No.
It's not.
It's abandoned.
It's abandoned, but like, you know, they don't know who
I mean, you
owns
kind
it.
of have to presume. I mean, I guess if it was abandoned in the sense, but like still, I think the state or somebody would have condemned it, which means it's owned by them. So somebody presumably
Regardless, someone owns it, and they
are
don't-
trespassing.
The kids don't know who
Oh,
owns
wait,
it or
you're
who's
saying,
operational.
you're saying the Fratelli family trespasses. I thought you meant the kids were
No,
trespassing.
the kids
kids
also.
are
The kids,
too.
Yeah.
the kids
They
are just like,
both
well,
are.
it's on this map, so we're going to enter this private
But
establishment.
that's why I was asking because I thought that the Fratelli family was like basically set up a restaurant front
No,
in this building.
I think they just
No.
found an abandoned
just
building.
yeah, it was
to use as their hideaway.
as their
Got
hideaway.
it. Okay,
yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
And so, but I mean, they're also trespassing, and so were the kids.
Yeah.
A
A lot of trespassing going on.
Yeah.
And yet nobody cares because
But let's talk about the Fratellis and in the restaurant.
Yeah.
You already mentioned dead bodies, so hello, murder.
Yes.
That's
not
going
just
on.
not just
And
any
then-
regular dead bodies, feds like they murdered federal
And
agents.
they're running a counterfeiting operation
Sure.
out of there.
Right,
So-
the counterfeit like $50 bills.
Right, so they're counterfeiting the money. Love Data's reaction.
I know,
to that,
I
by
know.
the way.
I like that
That's
too.
Great. But so you've got that, and then lo and behold, who do we discover chains to the basement of the restaurant?
Sloth, a fine gentleman named Sloth.
Correct.
Love
The
Sloth.
younger brother, who is absolutely abused.
Oh, yes.
Abused by these people.
So many legal issues there.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
like the false imprisonment, like just the illegal imprisonment of
Yeah.
Sloth. He's physically deformed. He's cognitively disabled.
Right.
Clearly.
Right.
Is chained to a wall in a dark basement.
Yep.
We don't even know.
No
if-
interaction
We don't even
besides
know,
the
like, is he
TV.
getting enough food? Is he?
How long has he been
How
there?
long
The
has
brother's
he been
throwing
there?
food at him.
They keep him locked up, feeding him TV and scraps.
Yeah.
Just like scraps. And he's treated like a monster instead of like actually like a human being.
Well, at one point, Mama Frats says, "Make sure your brother doesn't get out. I'm not going back to the zoo to get more chains."
Yeah. Well,
Awful.
Awful.
she talks about how she dropped him on his head
I
when
know.
he's a baby. I mean, she is hands down the worst
She's
mother.
awful. She's awful.
She could definitely be brought up on child. I don't know, but definitely some
Well,
kind of
if it
abuse.
started,
And
some kind of
did.
abuse.
right, and it's definitely abuse and neglect of
Yeah.
a disabled adult.
Yeah.
And presumably, it was abuse and neglect of a child.
Now,
before
interesting
that.
though, because I feel like they hid him like the dirty secret his entire life.
Yes.
So I'm gonna
I'm sure
assume,
it started when he was a child.
right, and I'm assuming there's no like guardianship over this guy.
No,
They're just keeping
no,
an
no,
adult
no.
chained in the basement.
Oh,
She doesn't
absolutely.
have guardianship over him.
And he probably qualifies as a vulnerable or dependent adult under
would
state law.
think.
And Oregon has, like many states, very
Mm-hmm.
strict laws about protecting vulnerable adults, like physical restraint, neglect, psychological abuse, denial of freedom or care. Like there are many, and I,
mean, I feel like
didn't
this-
look in '85, but I'm
this
guessing there must have been some
checked-
laws back
this
then
checked
too for
all the
this. Like they checked
boxes,
all the
for sure,
boxes,
for sure.
and they would have definitely, faced felony level charges.
Oh, for sure.
Along with all
felony.
the other felony
Oh, yeah, right.
charges.
Right, and it's a
Not just
violation of
added
human
to the
rights
list.
and ADA violations. Again, I don't
Yeah,
know how far
okay.
back those principles go, but like the ADA, the Americans with Disabilities Act, like it doesn't criminalize the abuse, but it provides civil protections to someone like Sloth, and so they're violating his civil rights.
Did anyone ever mention Papa Frats?
No
No.
one.
So, I mean, do we presume Mama Frats killed him?
Yes.
Like,
I don't know why,
do
but I
we-
just
we
presume that.
Do we just go with
Or maybe
that?
like I don't know, maybe he was a criminal
maybe
too, and he
for-
like died in
coulda,
action or left.
Or for his own sanity, he left, like,
Because he couldn't deal with it
yeah,
all.
I mean, could have
No.
been anything.
Yeah.
Could have been anything.
But then you've got
I'd like the backstory.
attempted murder of the kids.
This
They're
was so
trying
upsetting.
to kill the kids through the whole friggin' thing.
This was so upsetting.
They
Well-
chain up Chunk.
Right, but even before that, like they entered, so it's trespassing, but then also all the booby traps that have been set up in this place.
Can I
like,
say it? No.
no?
What do you want to say?
Booby traps.
Yeah, go on. Liz
That's
is-
what I said. It's a booby trap.
There are so
Liz is
many
a
booby
child.
traps that are like set up in these tunnels and all, like there's like very unsafe, like hazardous conditions that are clearly like set up purposely to
Yeah.
hurt someone.
Sure.
You know, or
It's like the attractive nuisance thing. But no, it's not even, it's even more
I don't think it was attractive at all.
No. The Chunk kidnapping scene
Yes.
stressed me out to such a degree. It was just very upsetting. First of all, before we
the
get
blender.
to that. Oh, the blender was
No,
horrible.
no.
Not the I
blender
liked
was
when he was
horrible.
pouring his heart out though, and like being like, "Here's
Oh,
all my
yeah.
secrets."
Yeah.
Once in third grade, I did this. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
No.
it's so cute.
But first of all, I was getting real annoyed because they were all climbing down the fireplace or whatever to escape, and they left Chunk behind in the freezer with the dead body.
Oh.
And I
Are
was
you
getting
upset that the
so
fat kid
mad.
got left behind?
I was so mad, Liz, because I kept
there
yelling
was
at the
ice cream.
TV. I kept
ice
yelling
cream
at the
in
TV. You guys go get your fucking friend. Like, you don't leave him behind. You left him in the freezer.
No
And
Goonies left behind.
And listen. Well, that's exactly right. But listen, cute kid, Chunk.
Super cute.
Can't figure out his way out of a fucking freezer, man.
No.
Like,
Oh, I know.
Are you seriously sending him to go save the planet, to go save the
my
world,
God.
and like call the cops? Like, is this who you decided was going to be your savior?
No.
So that pissed me off to begin with, right? I was like, I think I had in my notes like, is Chunk really the guy we're sending for the job here? Like, is that what we're doing? And then on top of all that, of course, the first car that he stops is the Fratelli brothers.
Right.
And they like
That
throw him
was
in the
awful.
trunk and they kidnap him. And it was awful. And I was like, I don't know why Steven Spielberg is doing this to me right now.
Spielberg, he just doesn't care about children. Clearly.
Clearly. Is that defamation?
Yeah. So I'm
He
being
made a lot of
hyperbolic.
kids- He made a lot of kids.
It's an opinion.
But
I mean, he did it to a lot. E.T. This.
I know.
mean,
he's
there's
really
a lot of.
putting
There's a lot-
kids into
a lot
like
of
a lot of
trauma.
danger. Yeah.
But also, in addition to Steven Spielberg being problematic, where are these children's parents? It is dark out.
I mean, I put that down in my notes that like
I
they're
told you.
no, like
We're
just
free
no
spirits.
supervision, like the neglect, like they don't know where anyone is. Even like when the mom comes home and sees her teenage son has been tied up because these kids first they tie up their
Oh, right,
the older
because
brother,
that's right, the older brother
Josh
tries to get in
Brolin.
the way. Josh Brolin,
Brolin,
his first role,
and
yes.
so and they tie him up so that they can go and do this adventure
Right,
that
right.
they know he wouldn't let them do.
Brand.
And they also like slash his like bike
Yes.
wheels,
Yeah.
so that he can't follow them. I mean, obviously that's already a problem. Like you're not allowed to just tie someone up, and you're also not allowed to just like slash their property.
Criminal
and,
mischief, maybe.
Right.
A little bit of.
and so they do all of
Destruction of
that. But then
property.
the mom comes home and he's like trying to explain to her what happened and like get her on time, and she's like not listening to him. She's like, "Oh my god, you like I can't
But this
believe
is-
you and your workouts." Like, and it's
This
like
was-
listen to him. He's about to tell you that the kids are in a dangerous situation.
This is very
Welcome
much.
to our lives in the 80s.
I know.
I was gonna
I
say,
know.
They
this-
did not listen to us
At
ever.
all. I know.
Isn't this very much the pattern of like 80s movies where the parents are
100%.
just like
There were no
irrelevant?
parents in
Yes.
80s
They
movies.
didn't care. We raised ourselves.
To be fair, there were no parents in 90s movies.
No, either. No. Now parents are like,
But that upset me very much.
Mm-hmm.
Also because you started the movie showing us like a really dangerous police car chase,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like there's shots flying and like things happening. And then that's it. The cops just like, they don't catch him. And so they go home.
no, they went home because we see later on that the cops are very inept in this movie. And we'll get to that when
it's like
Chunk
Dewey
calls
from
them.
Scream.
Although,
Oh my God! Yes.
am I the only one though? Like, I know they did a lot of bad things, but I never took the Fratelli seriously. Like, they just weren't scary to me. They
have so many dead bodies.
I know, but they just seem like bumbling fools to me too.
Honestly, you and Chunk would be there together. You'd be like, hey guys, let's chat.
I don't.
Question:
don't.
How old is Brant? Is he under 18 or is
I
he
think
18?
so.
I want to say he's
Under.
like 16, 17.
Okay, because
Yeah.
if
is
he
the
was over
impression
18,
I got.
then
That's the
it's
impression I
like
got.
failure to intervene, child endangerment.
He didn't have a car. That was a big deal.
That might be like a financial.
True.
I got the impression that they're all still, he's
Under
still in high
18,
school.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he follows them on. First of all, he steals a little girl's
Bike.
which
That was a
is
great
also
scene, though.
that's a theft.
It
That
is a
I mean,
theft.
Like, look, it's not. Maybe it's like small potatoes, but it's still like
It is.
That's,
But
you're not allowed
he
to.
looks hilarious.
You're not allowed
on
to.
that
You're not allowed to.
bike.
That's stolen property, and he's riding this tiny little
Oh
bike.
He's
my
trying his hardest.
And then we've got this asshole Troy in his convertible who takes a hold of Josh Brolin's Brand's
The
bike
handles,
and
yeah.
holds onto him while he's speeding down like this
Yeah.
highway, so that which is super
He
dangerous.
can't control it. Yeah.
And then purposely lets go so that Brant goes flying
Like
down
off
a
a
mountain,
cliff.
like
Yeah.
off a cliff.
Yeah.
And
Attempted murder.
I would like
No,
Manslaughter?
I wanted at the end. I wanted the police to also arrest Troy for that.
Yeah.
Really.
They should have.
They should have because I hate him.
But Brands is never going to say that happened because back then we didn't talk about stuff like that.
Because snitches get stitches.
Correct.
Yeah.
So you didn't say that shit. So that's why Troy would have never gotten arrested because we don't talk about that stuff.
But that's reckless driving, assault with a deadly weapon, assault with a vehicle.
Would have gotten back at him, but he did get the ultimate revenge, and we'll talk about that.
Yes, that is true. That is true. But that I mean,
nice teaser.
Yeah.
Yeah. So essentially, reckless driving, vehicular endangerment, all of those. Like he could be charged with all of it.
A lot of things.
Yep. And he was injured. Like he went down a mountain.
Right, because then when he finally catches up to the kids, he's like all battered and bruised and he's all dirty because you got to think he climbed his way back up the mountain. In his defense, to go save his little brother and his little brother's ridiculous friends. His little brother
proceeds to scream at, but yes.
Right.
Okay, so, and then question. So when the kids discover the hideout and the evidence of all the crimes, the forgery, the murders, all of that,
Poor Chunk.
do you think that they have, like, do they have a duty to report it to the authorities? I know eventually Chunk does call, but, you know, they didn't, their first step wasn't, let me leave this place and get the police involved.
No, they were singularly focused on
getting
finding
treasure.
One-Eyed Willie's treasure.
Right, and so technically, if they were adults, that is failure to report criminal activity, but they're
guess.
minors, so I'm wondering that they
I don't
might
think
not
they
have the
have a
same
duty.
duty.
No.
I don't
I
think
don't
they have a
think-
duty to report.
I don't think they have a duty to report, but also I would say that
But they're endangering the public by not reporting active criminals who are in the process.
the only one
In
who
all
seemed
fairness, they don't necessarily have, under the law, the legal capacity to know that, to be able to say, I'm putting the public at danger without, you know what I mean?
And also, Mikey, Sean Astin, who was really the only one who so badly wanted this treasure. All the other kids wanted to quit plenty of times, and he was like, no, we never give up, and Goonies never say die.
And this is our time.
Blah, 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 blah. When he gave that big speech under the well.
Oh, he did.
When that poor girl was like, I just want to go home.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I felt her. I was like,
I know.
I was like,
Jenny, she was the embodiment of you.
I was like, you get on that bucket. No, she wasn't, because I would have gotten on that bucket and I would have gone home.
No, but you know what? No, that whole scene annoyed me. The harass.
Just that whole scene.
She was annoying.
No,
I found
she was
her
annoying,
to be
but
annoying.
I found the guy. They were horrible. The way they were talking about her and the shit that they were
Oh,
saying.
Troy,
and Troy
oh,
and his
Troy,
friends
yeah.
up
Oh,
there,
no, they were
They pissed me off
awful. Yeah,
royally.
yeah.
They were horrible.
But also, by
and
the
I'm
way,
glad she didn't go up in the bucket.
He's like, I'm
I mean,
gonna
not
make.
for
What do
nothing.
you say? Like, I'm gonna make with her.
but
Make, or is it?
something like?
Get
I would
with
have.
her.
I would have.
No, it wasn't get with her.
She would have ended up getting sexually assaulted. I
Yes.
think. Like,
Oh
it,
no,
it
that
was
was like
upsetting.
the implication there is that he was totally.
But also, by the way, he sees that she's stuck down a well. And yes, she doesn't come back.
And she's like, help us, get us out.
Right.
He does not go and get anyone.
He doesn't go get any help.
No, he exploits it.
Right
Yeah.
there, that is a failure to like report.
But again, he's probably also a minor.
Probably a
so
minor.
I don't know.
Is he also a minor? 'Cause
I
he
think
does
so.
drive.
They're all in school
Maybe they're all
together.
He does, but I'm
17.
thinking he's
Yeah.
also maybe 17. But even if he is 18, he's probably no more than a senior in high school.
No, I
That's
don't
what
think so
I got because they
He
are
is.
all in high school.
I mean,
so,
even,
yeah.
She
even
had
if they're
his-
minors, though.
she had his sweater.
Even if they're minors, like
Yeah.
they like at that age, it's kind of like how like under like 13, it's like you're not charged as a like
And
as
as
an
an
adult,
adult,
depending on the
yeah.
crime. You might be where the cutoff is for a certain crime in terms of like you're juvenile or not. I think at 17, and he must be 17 because he's driving. I think they would
There's
have held
some
him to some sort of
expectation.
sort of standard.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what they would charge him with. He didn't
Failure to
go.
report a crime, failure to report.
But so at this moment, Troy doesn't know that there's a crime going on. He just knows that the
That they're
kids are
down the
stuck
well.
down the
Right.
well.
And it's just like, oh, look at the losers, the Goonies. They're
Yeah,
down there. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And
Yeah, but I
there's
also
no
think-
attempt to save them.
I mean, there's got to be like they're in a dangerous situation, even if he doesn't know that there's criminal activity behind it.
Yeah.
They're in a dangerous situation. You see someone who's like falling down a well, you can't just be like, it's
true.
Well, I don't know. I mean, there's Good Samaritan laws, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's a slightly different take on a Good Samaritan. Like, you're not required to be a Good Samaritan, are you?
I think you are required. If you see someone in a very dangerous situation, you don't have to help them and intervene, but I think you have to at least report it and get some sort of help.
But are you talking about you have to in terms of a legal obligation or an ethical obligation?
I believe there's.
It depends on where you
It
are.
depends on the
Not
jurisdiction.
every
Not every
state,
not every
and
jurisdiction will have that.
I'm not even going to
Yeah.
say state because I don't think it's mostly.
No,
it's going to be
like,
local
local
ordinances.
laws.
Probably, right.
You know, whoever has them. I mean, as Diana and I have discussed, Seinfeld. You know, they got tagged on the Good
They went
Samaritan
to prison
laws where
because
they
someone
were,
was getting mugged and they didn't
didn't do
interfere.
anything. Yeah,
Oh, I thought it was for
In fact, they
jaywalking.
laughed.
Was that wrong?
They laughed.
that was in the jury. They got
laughed.
presented that they laughed.
They did
Yeah.
laugh.
So
That's fine.
So that was the whole shtick there. But you know, it
they're
was
from New York.
it was Seinfeld. I mean.
And they're from New York. It
I don't
doesn't
know.
make a
I'm not
difference.
sure. I mean, this is obviously sort of extreme examples, but just think of current examples, all the videos that we're always seeing on social media. People,
Vermont. Freaking Vermont.
Yeah.
The granola crunchers expect you
But
to
like
do
negligence
something.
or omission,
Yeah.
you may be liable if your
your
failure to act causes harm and you had a duty of care like a parent or employer.
Well, so I wouldn't say that he had a duty of
No,
care.
I don't think he did.
And I don't know that his failure to act necessarily caused them harm.
But some places, I guess like Vermont, whatever, do require reasonable
Like
assistance
Vermont,
if you
whatever.
can safely help. But I think that this is not even just about helping; it's about reporting to someone. Like just call the police or go to the police station.
right. And again, I'm just not sure that he was required to do it. Think about all the videos we see on social media of people getting into vicious fights or someone getting beat up
People
or someone getting
falling
hurt.
down
And-
or
and no
getting
one's-
dragged by something.
And no one
yeah.
is helping. They're just standing around and
Laughing.
recording.
Yeah.
Right? But none
Right.
of those people are going to be charged. And
Right.
yes, is the ethical, moral thing to do to help or get
I would agree
help,
with that.
Right? But I'm just not sure that there is a legal obligation for you to throw yourself into the fray.
I mean, probably not. And probably not in this instance because he really didn't have
And,
that
again,
duty of care.
and also because he's a minor. So I'm not sure that you can legally obligate him, certainly not to throw himself down the well and try to
Right.
get him
No,
out.
but is he a jerk? Yes.
Yeah.
He sucks.
1,000%. Troy sucks. No
I hate him.
question.
Yeah.
No question. And then the girl
Okay.
realizes
What's
that
Troy's duty?
he's terrible.
Nope.
Well, let's discuss. You're walking by a well and you hear someone yelling, help, 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 and you walk on by. Are you somehow, and then that person sadly perishes. You did not cause the person to be in the well.
No.
You
I don't think you're legally liable.
No, you're not.
can you be charged with anything if you leave that person to die in a well? Again, you had nothing to
No,
do
but
with it.
you
You
should
just
be
walked by.
haunted in your dreams for the rest of your
There are
life.
some places where if you witness a serious crime or emergency in certain jurisdictions, then you have like a law requiring you to call for help or like, get help in some way. Or if you
Okay,
can
but
help without being a
let me
without
ask
it
you
being a
this,
danger
though.
to you.
Because picture.
Like if it's something so
It's
easy, just pull someone
1985.
up from like the.
I don't have upper body.
I think
No, I
you're-
mean, I don't
but
either,
think
but
you're
like, let's say I did.
but
Let's say I had
think
upper
you're
body strength.
also looking at it with today's
I can't pull
lens.
anything up.
It's 1985. They don't have cell phones.
No.
Okay, so now you're talking about taking an affirmative step.
Right.
If it's easy like today and
Yeah.
you could call on a phone, maybe it makes a little
But
bit of a
wasn't
difference.
he in a public place
But,
when he was
like,
when
well,
he
isn't
saw
his
it?
Isn't it
duty-
by the
is
country
his
club?
duty
It was like
satisfied if he says help,
But
and
he's
that's
by
it?
a country club. Like he's in a country. I think he's like. It looked like they were in a public place.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't like in the woods that he saw.
I
this.
got the sense. I got the sense that
No, it was the back nine or something. I don't know.
Well,
It was
when,
like
they
something
were,
like
when they
the-
were traipsing all underground, weren't they like below the country club?
Yes, because you saw when they were
Where
pulling
they
on the
started
pipes,
out,
and then
yeah.
all like the showers and the toilet and everything.
Can we talk about the damage that they've incurred to
well,
the
let's
country
talk
club?
about their adventure and getting through and
let's
the
do that.
dangers that they go through.
Guys, I
it's
can't.
a labyrinth of booby traps.
Yeah.
How many times are you going to say
I mean,
booby traps?
we've barely just begun, Jenny. I don't know. There's a lot. So they're under the tunnels. You're right. They're wreaking havoc with the pipes.
Right. But they don't know what damage it's causing. They
No.
know that it's clearly pulling on something, but they don't know
they're
that
just
they
trying
are
to get-
literally destroying these facilities up
But
above.
they're trying to get someone's attention, and by the way, no one's noticing.
Isn't
no
it
one's paying
crazy that
attention.
all these people, adult men, all this stuff, are seeing things get pulled out of the wall, like
Right.
these like faucets, are
And
getting
nobody
pulled out,
says anything?
and no one's like, "Hey, something's happening."
The one guy on the toilet.
Oh, I
gets-
know.
And,
Yep.
and nothing. Nobody
Oh,
stops
man.
to think what's happening with the pipes.
Everyone's letting everything happen.
This is
It's
wacky
a lot.
hijinks.
Wacky
hijinks.
That's right.
Like the wackiest.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay, so this is going
Yeah.
on. They're underneath the tunnels.
And then Chunk at some point does call the police.
He
gets
does.
on the phone with the police.
while
and,
that's going on, Chuck,
Right.
trying to be the hero.
and he calls the
Chunk-
sheriff's office, I guess, right? And the
Chunk makes
sheriff
friends
or-
with Sloth.
Right, which I love their friendship so much
cute.
with the chocolate bar.
So cute.
Oh my God, it was so
My
nice.
sad attempt to try and
no,
bring
it was
Snickers.
nice.
I
Wait,
tried.
Do they not sell Snickers anymore?
They do. I just didn't have any at home.
okay.
So. So we're gonna make friends with Reese's instead.
Bridging the gap.
Chunk, they managed to like escape, whatever.
They are the cutest.
Chunk
I love their
tries to
friendship.
call the police. And unfortunately for the Goonies, Chunk is the boy who cried wolf.
Yeah.
Right? And nobody believes this
And he's
poor
saying
one
that my
believes
friends
him.
have gotten kidnapped by criminals and there's dead bodies everywhere.
And the cops completely
And the sheriff
blow
or
up.
whatever is like, he's familiar with like Chunk at this point, and he's like, yeah, whatever. He's dismissing this call like another tall tale, like another, like fabricated lie, and that allows these criminals to continue their criminal activity.
Yes.
This could have stopped so much
So
earlier.
that's interesting. So then, does the cop, who does have a duty to the community,
Certainly does.
have like a liability
Yes.
or negligence
Yes.
because
Yes.
he failed to take steps? I don't care if you're inconvenienced. He has a duty to look into what Chunk is reporting.
If
Yeah,
you're gonna
he
keep
does.
saying booby trap, every time you say duty, I'm gonna say you said duty.
Yeah. Oh my God. I remember that in law school.
Every time
And I
in
would like have
contracts.
to like stifle your
in
laugh.
contracts,
Yeah.
every single time they
Oh,
talk
no,
about
and
breach
torts,
of
and
duty.
torts for me, it was
torts,
like,
Okay,
oh my
what
God.
are we, Beavis and Butthead now?
You're the one who keeps saying booby traps. So I'm not allowed to
I
say duty?
just said booby traps. I didn't say anything else.
I can't. I love
Anyway.
We're gonna have to cut all of it out.
Probably.
Josh, scrap the whole episode.
Just scrap the whole thing. But yeah, public officials, which includes like, law enforcement,
Absolutely.
they have a duty to respond appropriately to emergency calls,
Right.
even if the caller has a history of
Yes.
unreliability.
Right.
And dismissing like a 911
For
call
this
like
very
that,
reason.
it would be gross negligence, and
Yeah.
especially if it's resulting in more harm and more and like
I mean,
death.
Absolutely.
I would say-
And it did.
I would say the cop who picked up the call and didn't do anything, at the very least suspended, if not terminated, right?
Yeah.
And
And
then
there would be a civil lawsuit.
Although I
There'd
think
be a
he's the
lawsuit
chief,
against the
so that's gonna
department.
be
I think
tough,
he is
but-
the
Oh,
sheriff.
was he the,
I think
was
the
he
sheriff,
the sheriff?
Yeah.
But then there would be a lawsuit against the department, for
Oh,
sure.
for sure. That's
Right?
a great lawsuit to have against them.
Yeah, I feel
Right.
that's a good one.
They did nothing. They didn't follow up on the Fratellis, right? The Fratellis just disappeared and they were like,
Yep.
well, all's well that ends well.
Right.
You know what I mean? Nobody knows that there was even a freaking car chase. It's not on the news. And look, guys, we're talking about 1985 here. We're not talking about 1920 where you're not.
Well, look, in all fairness, we didn't see the news on the movie, so it could
All
have
I
been.
know,
True.
all I know is that the parents are nowhere to be found. The cops are nowhere to be
Every
found.
adult
You're
in this
presuming-
movie has failed
I
these kids.
love the fact that Jenny's presuming that if the parents had seen the car chase on the TV, that
Yeah.
they would have put their kids on
Does not
lockdown or
matter
something.
to them.
What?
They don't care.
They're like, oh, look at
She
that.
comes home to find her son
Tied up.
to an armchair, and she's like, you and your
Right.
workouts. Like, these are inept
Exactly.
adults. They are bad at their job as parents, honestly. But yeah, so
Let's be clear, they didn't want to be parents. No.
yeah, so the sheriff, the law enforcement, they all have failed these children. Parents have failed them. And then let's talk about, eventually they do find their way to this treasure,
Yeah.
to this sunken ship, like this
Pirate
pirate
ship,
ship.
yeah.
My favorite trap, though, was definitely the keyboard thing. With
Oh,
I'm like,
yes.
what in the name of God is this ancient organ doing below the cave?
Yes.
Who put it there?
But also,
what is it doing there?
Who set this all up? Like,
I'm
One-Eyed
assuming
Willie.
One-Eyed Willie.
who had that technology, that engineering skill, really, in
But-
like hundreds of
But
years
also,
ago?
before they even get to all of that, they come across multiple dead bodies.
Yes, many,
Yes.
many, many.
Well, it's all the failed attempts at trying to find
This
the treasure.
treasure.
Guys,
and they
turn
find
around
the
and go
hero.
home.
No, they have to save the house.
They
They're
find
not gonna
our
turn around.
hero who created the map, Chester Copperpot.
They find his dead body, no?
Yeah, which is an amazing name. I'm just gonna
Chester Copperpot.
And then-
Copperpot, love it.
With anything
It
involving...
sounds like a Batman villain,
It's
doesn't
a-
it? Like Chester.
It's a skeleton. It's human remains.
Yes.
So that's tampering with human remains, right? Like, even like any like manipulation of that skeleton.
Listen, they've tampered with so much shit down there that tampering with human remains is like the least of their
No, it's the
concerns.
desecration of human remains we're okay with here.
I mean, it's pretty
I
low
wasn't
on
okay
the
with
list.
To be clear, I wasn't okay with any of it. I just wanted them to go home. So
Jenny's like, just go home and I will not report the whole human remains thing at all.
So
I will say it did not need to be 2 hours. Like there,
Yes.
how much
Amen.
happened on their trek once they got into that abandoned building. Like they could have cut like 20 minutes.
Maybe.
Like 47 minutes.
47.
Oh, come on. Come on.
I don't know.
No, it was a lot, and then
All right,
and then
so-
the girl tries to make out with Bran, but makes out with Mikey instead. Like it was just so much.
Okay, and then
No, there was
and
a
then
lot. There was a lot of teenage hijinks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know,
sure.
I know. But now we get to the cool part. Okay,
Which one?
Ship,
Oh yeah, the ship.
and we get to talk about Admiralty law. When the hell are we ever going to talk about Admiralty law again? I'm still surprised this is a thing. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I am. I'm like, this
It
is
still exists.
It's still a thing. Like
still
you can
exists.
specialize
Yeah.
in it. It's like,
Does anyone care about Admiralty law?
I mean,
Well, I mean, there's
some people.
Yeah, and there's maritime law. Look, this Earth is
The
very
three-
much
you
a
know
lot
what?
of ocean.
The three of
That's-
us
I
care
know
about
that.
Admiralty law, and that's all that matters.
Do we?
Yeah.
I mean,
I know. And so
I would doubt, like, there was such a, I'm going to borrow, a treasure trove of laws on this topic.
Go on.
Did
What
you
did you
see-
learn?
You saw what she did there.
So
I know.
here, the treasure trove laws. I mean, I had to print this shit out
Go on.
because whether the Goonies can legally keep the treasure depends on
Yeah.
if it's classified as a treasure trove.
Yeah.
Under the law, if the treasure is found in a private place, like a cave, it traditionally belongs to the king or the state. If it's found on or in the earth or the sea, it belongs to the finder. So the treasure's classification and the ownership rights are going to depend on
So
where it
interesting.
is, the jurisdiction, and all that kind of stuff.
They're in a cave, but they're in the water. So is it assumed that the water is part of the sea? Either way, it
like
doesn't.
maritime law, or is
But
it?
wait, there's
There's
more.
more.
Okay,
'cause
go
there's
on.
more laws.
Teach
okay,
us.
if they call it a historical shipwreck,
Which it presumably was.
And you're,
okay.
you're looting a shipwreck.
Yeah.
Can you? Tell our listeners, are
not
you
if
allowed
it's
to?
considered a historical
Okay.
shipwreck.
It's like a landmark thing.
No, you might have what's known as an archaeological duty of care.
Wow.
Okay, to preserve this site because it's got
It's like a protected
value.
it's a protected
It's
archaeological
like a
site.
historic site, right?
So
Something
to
like
be
that.
clear, these schmooze almost got themselves killed, and they can't even use this.
They may not be able
these
to.
jewels.
Although, in looking at it, I think we can presume it was abandoned because it's just laying there and it's
Okay.
intact.
But isn't
okay?
that what a
It's not
shipwreck is?
But it's not a shipwreck. It was intact because the ship sailed
So they
away
look.
at the
They
end.
look at whether the
It was
ship.
right. It wasn't crashed. It was intact. So you could qualify the ship as being abandoned
Couldn't a
because
ship,
One-Eyed
though-
Willie's dead.
Couldn't a ship sink even if it's intact? Because like there's like a hole or something like that. That happens.
Presumably, yes. But then
But
the
this one
owner
didn't.
would have said it at that time. They could have went up and got it. It would still belong to the owner. But the owner right now is dead. Okay? They find the skeleton of One-Eyed Willie on the ship. And I appreciate how respectful Mikey was to not take his treasure.
Yeah.
I like the
That's where he drew the line.
He
Well,
did.
and that's
He
what
did.
really did in the brothers.
correct
because they were like taking his
This is
treasure.
what happens. It's like Raiders of the Lost Ark. You don't fuck around.
don't
You got to
fuck
make
around.
sure and you
Never fuck
leave
around.
the stuff in
Yeah,
place because
that's
otherwise
right.
you set off the booby traps.
Because they're looking for you to be respectful, and if you're respectful about it, then you can get away clear with some jewels.
Kind of like Willy
suffice
Wonka.
to say, there's a lot going on,
yes.
but in theory, they could have kept it if it was deemed abandoned and there was no owner
And
no heirs
and not
of
an
One-Eyed
archaeological
Willie to step up and not an
preservation,
archaeological
like a historic
preserved site.
preservation,
So they
like-
have a claim is the conclusion that I came to.
Okay.
It's not definitive, but they have a claim. But then what happens? They blow it.
Well, don't they still have some jewels? Oh, because the Fratellis.
We
come
don't know
in.
that yet, but the Fratellis
Fratellis
came
came.
and took everything that they had. They had stuffed in their pockets
Yeah.
all over. I think mouth stuff in his mouth. I don't
Oh, remember because she's like making them spit it
Yeah,
out.
Yeah.
So that was great. Mama.
Mama.
Yeah, it was great. It was
She
great.
was scary.
But the
She's a
best,
scary
okay,
lady.
the best part is when Chunk and Sloth come rope riding in like
Yes.
Tarzan, and he says the famous, "Hey, you guys!"
Yeah, that's such like a. That's such
It's a big
infamous
80s
line.
thing. It is.
Yeah.
It's famous. It's
And then
famous.
Sloth, like basically takes care of
And basically
things.
protects the kids against the
the
Fratellis to
best.
the best that he can, and not for nothing, wants some revenge against his shithead family.
Yeah, they suck.
They're horrible people. Horrible.
awful. So saves the day.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, they all get out.
Sure.
And
Because the movie has to end.
We don't actually know what's happening like above
Jen
ground.
is like, holy God, will this movie end?
But we don't really
please?
know what's happening above ground. But suddenly when they come out, there's news cameras, there's officials, and all the parents are suddenly gathered. Did we never found out, like, how did they all find out that this is where they, like,
I'm going to
this is what's
assume
happening?
that they've been gone for a bit.
Yeah, but
Well,
they
and
knew
so
where to
they
go to find
finally
them.
figured
They knew
out-
where they were going to emerge.
No, it
No.
wasn't even that, because I remember the scene at the end where the cops are like, and they're like, oh, they're those goobers.
Oh, yeah.
And they go, they weren't there a second ago. Well, there they are now.
Right.
Yeah.
And nobody really knew.
And now you want me to believe, now you care where your children are? Chunk's mom brings him pizza.
I know, suddenly. I know.
Suddenly you guys care.
They're all hugging and so happy
And
to see their
Rosalita
kids.
shows up.
And she is the one who kind of saves the house because
Yes.
she looks in this little sack and she's like,
And she goes,
and as soon as
yeah.
like the dad's about to sign the papers
Yeah.
over to the bank, because obviously why wouldn't
This was the big dramatic
Why wouldn't
moment.
the developer also be at this site?
Why
where they-
wouldn't he
a
be?
rescue site, and he's there.
It's
with,
time
he's
is
like,
up.
Here are the papers. Time is up. Please sign these papers.
But by the way, wouldn't those papers need to be notarized?
right?
I mean, details, JD, details.
yeah, there's no notary.
He's literally
I didn't say
signing it.
notary.
He's literally signing it on the developer's back.
You don't know. The developer could be
And
a
then the
notary.
like, yeah.
I would think that's a conflict of interest of some sort.
The most reasonable explanation
Okay, I'll
is that
give
Chunk
that.
escaped, told the police everything, and they followed his info to rescue the kids.
Oh, now they believe Chunk?
I mean, okay, well, or Chunk went to his family and they made him believe
But I gotta
it.
say, so like
mean,
he's
that's-
about to literally sign over this house.
Yep.
And in the last second, Rosalita opens up this little bag.
No firma, no firma.
Yeah, like, and don't sign it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and inside are some of those jewels, and presuming that these jewels are like an actual diamond and a ruby
And not
at those
from,
sizes,
And not from Claire's.
right. And they look cheap, by the way.
They looked.
And they're, also, mind you, no one's there to like examine them
No.
and like appraise them.
No, they
so
just
you don't even
glint-
know. They could have just been
they just
Claire's.
glint in
They
the
could have
sun.
just been
no,
like,
but it was very dramatic when the dad ripped up the
Oh, yeah.
contract.
Right.
No one's
Doing it.
signing it.
And the developer's like, well, I guess that's it. It's like, no one has appraised it or given it a value. We
No.
don't even know if it's counterfeit. We don't know if it's actually real diamonds
Yeah.
and rubies and emeralds. You're just all going based on like, they're shiny. I guess you don't have to give over your house. Like, do we even know what the value is and whether it's going to cover it? Like, we don't know any of that.
I know, but we
and-
can wait.
And by the way, to kind of bring this full circle back to Rosalita and her potential claims, right? She clearly wasn't threatened enough by all of that
To
because
keep them herself.
right, but because at the end of
Mind
the
you,
day,
it's like the same day.
I mean,
she's
mind
there.
you, she
The
found
next
them.
day,
She
the
could
the
have
next day. It's been
She
one
found
day.
them.
She
Nobody
could've
saw them.
kept
She
them.
could have very easily slipped
And
them
I
into
gotta
her
say,
pocket.
she was like, "No, I'm gonna save this family's
She
house."
felt like such a duty to this family that
Yeah.
hired her the day before, and she thinks are drug people.
I
Maybe
mean, that
that's
was a
why.
bit interesting.
Maybe
and,
that's
and
why.
sex
and
torturers.
sex
I
torturers.
mean, yeah.
And she's like, no, I'm gonna say like if. I feel like someone should have thrown her one of the jewels and been like, thanks for saving our entire
100%.
lives.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Maybe
knows
they
it.
will. They
Yeah.
might. They might.
In that big scene too, like the big like homecoming, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
like the reuniting scene, beautiful moment is when Trunk goes to Sloth and he's like, you know,
we're gonna
and he's
take
like,
you
He's like,
home.
you're,
You're
gonna,
gonna
live
stay
with
with
me
me
now, and I'm like, did you ask your parents?
Literally wrote that.
I
Has
know.
there been a
Wrote that.
guardianship like
It's
hearing?
funny because I did have
How are
that
you
same
getting legal
thought.
rights?
The
You
same
can't just
thought.
take that person who
Yeah.
is a vulnerable
You're-
adult who's
we're
clearly
gonna-
cognitively,
yeah.
disabled in
We're
some
gonna take
way.
care of it. I love you, Sloth.
And it's
I
like-
love you, Chuck.
No,
Oh,
actually, I think the
tears,
state
Diana.
is gonna decide
Tears.
what's gonna happen to him if he needs like if he's a dependent, like
Yeah.
hello, and he's just like, no, you're gonna live with me now. And
Yes,
it's like,
I had
also,
this-
I didn't even see you ask your mom.
I had the same thought.
Sloth has a
just bring-
wonderful
bring
family
it-
that's gonna feed him now.
I
Come
know.
on
I
now.
mean, it's beautiful, but as an adult, I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I don't. If my kid was like, I found this adult, he helped me, so now he's gonna live with us forever.
It was
I'll be like, wait, hold
fantastic.
on.
It was fantastic. And even at the end, though, they start talking about, the reporters asked the kids what happened.
Oh, yeah.
And they all start talking about where there was the thing, and then the kidnapping, and the pirate ship, and we had the jewels, and everybody's
the
like,
pirate
no
ship-
one believes a
No.
freaking
And then-
word they're saying.
And then the
pirate
ship.
ship.
So
Yet
is that
again.
magic? Is that considered just like the ship is like it's like a
All of a sudden,
because
it's-
everyone sees it. The
all of a
adults see
sudden,
it too.
it's seaworthy again, and it's
It rises from the depths of
sailing
the
out
sea
to
and
the-
sails into this, and like everyone sees that they're sailing to the horizon.
And-
is the implication that like it is a magical ship that has risen again,
I
like
mean-
run by ghosts?
I mean, that's what I assumed, and at that point, I was like, "Are we
'Cause
done?"
until that moment, there was no supernatural element
You're
to
such
that.
No.
a hater.
No, it's not. No,
But right, like there was no magic or supernatural element
No, there
to
wasn't.
this movie
No.
until that one scene.
True.
And I didn't remember it from the
I
original.
don't know that
and I
there
was
was.
like, wait.
It could have just been that the waves carried it out to sea, guys. Like I don't know
But
that.
they were- it was
I
in
don't
a
know that it has to
cave.
be.
From the it was wrecked. Like I mean, it was like at
It
the
was
bottom
in,
of the
but
ocean.
it was in a cave.
It's in a cave.
But there was water down there.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
okay,
but how did it get out?
So
the ship was trapped for centuries. The rock
The rock
slide
slide
cleared
cleared the path. There
The
you
ocean
go.
current wind carries it out.
and carried it
No one steering, but
out.
It floats on
There
its
you
own.
go.
Oh, the ship sailing away is a metaphor.
Oh, for
A farewell
bye-bye
from
One-Eyed
One-Eyed
Willie. I mean, it could
Mikey
be.
believes is waiting
I
for
don't know
one
about
last
the-
Goonie to finish his journey.
I don't know about that.
Look, I don't know. All I know is that I just wanted these children to go home.
And be safe.
And be
Jenny's
safe.
just like,
And be
roll the
safe.
credits.
It's like those commercials. It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children
No
are today?
one knew.
No
one.
one. No, it wasn't. It literally, it was not until 10 p.m. that
Also-
they went, hey, is everybody home?
And also the fact that there was an entire generation of kids whose parents needed
A
something on
reminder.
TV to remind them that they
check
have
for their
children.
They did.
So
Hey!
please, do you know if they're home? Like, could you imagine now being like, hey, do you know where your kids are? Like,
At 10
what?
p.m.,
At
by
10
the
p.m.,
way.
Are your kids home? Like, no, like, yeah, I microchipped them, obviously.
I very distinctly remember that, like right before the 10 p.m. news would
Well,
start.
and that's why everything swung so crazy. We went from the neglectful, I don't know where
To
my kids are,
helicoptering.
to helicopter
Yeah.
parenting.
But just the
where you're
concept-
microchipping your
The
children.
concept that
So-
there had to be a
I have no
commercial,
problems
like
with
there
that.
had to be an announcement every night to remind
Yeah.
parents that they have children.
I like
Yes.
to think I was a happy medium because I was a Gen Xer, but
Mm-hmm.
and I raised my kids, who I guess are Gen Z. But I gave them some level of freedom. I didn't helicopter, but I also gave a shit about where they were. Like,
Right.
I knew I had kids.
You didn't need to
Like,
wait for the commercial to air.
No, I
Right.
knew they existed.
That's very good. See already.
You
We
know what?
actually did
You're-
stuff
Huge
together.
improvement.
You're already
yeah.
ahead of the game, Ben. You knew they existed. Amazing.
That's great.
Amazing.
Good job.
Well, guys.
Thanks. Well done.
We ruined it.
Wow, did we ruin it?
Yeah.
I hope that who's it? Nancy who
Nancy.
suggested
Yes, thank
Nancy.
you.
I hope
Hope
you're
we-
happy with this
I
job
hope we
because
make you
it
proud.
was a hatchet job.
know.
I gotta say,
But
there
we
was a
did-
lot wrong.
But
with
you know
it.
what?
It
She was
doesn't-
right. This had.
Oh.
She said, "I think there's a lot of legal issues in it."
Oh,
And she
there's
was
a
right.
lot
I
of
was
legal issues.
so many.
And I
Yes.
hate to disappoint all our fans, but none of us were willing to do the truffle shuffle for
No.
you. So you're gonna have to watch Chunk in the movie do it because I feel like he's the only one that could do it justice.
Oh, I think so too.
I mean, I'm not saying I don't have the stomach. I just am
maybe,
not exposing
maybe we
it.
can get. I don't know. Maybe we can get Jeff Cohen to come on. He's an attorney.
Hey, but
Yeah.
you know he doesn't have the girth now.
No, just to come and be
Oh,
on
just
our
to
show.
come on? I mean,
He doesn't have the girth now,
yeah,
she said.
No, well, yeah. I was thinking truffle shuffle, but
know.
I hear
But
you.
you know what?
Come on, tell
I
us
think-
how fun it was to make that movie.
And I think that we, celebrated the 40th anniversary of this film. Probably.
We did it justice.
We absolutely did.
So
So how many? I don't know. Like one-eyed willies do we give this one?
that sounded so
First of all,
dirty.
first of all,
Actually.
all of it. One-eyed Willie, booby trap,
I know it's really bad.
sounded so
duty.
bad.
We're really
Fine. How many Snicker bars do we assign this one?
Snicker
Safer.
bars? Okay.
Safer. 0.
Yep, me too. No laws. Just no one's following any laws.
There's no law.
It is
No
a completely lawless society. Oregon, get your shit together.
Get your shit together. Hopefully they did it in the last 40 years, but
yeah, right.
we'll look into it.
Right.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
This was a lot of fun. I appreciated
this
it.
one.
I'm a big fan of this movie, so I really loved it.
This was good. Please like, follow, and subscribe. We are on YouTube at Let's Ruin It Podcast. We are on Instagram at Let's Ruin It Podcast. We are on
Now, let's
Spotify.
face it, we're a good time. Spread the word. Let people know.
Yes, we're on Spotify.
All the new people
Apple
that keep
Podcasts.
listening say how entertaining we are. Like,
We're
tell your
hilarious.
We are
friends.
delightful. Yes, and
The best.
send us more suggestions.
Yes.
We are listening.
Clearly, we listen to our 3 fans.
Yes.
That's it. See you on the next go round.
Bye.
Bye, guys.